Yeah, so I wanted to do the first 3 verses of W.H. Auden's poem, The Shield of Achilles. What's happening is that Thetis, who is the mother of Achilles, he's looking over the shoulder of the god Hephaestion, who is making a shield for Hercules. And Thetis thinks that he's going to put lots of illustrious kind of images on the shield. But according to Auden, he does something quite different. She looked over his shoulder for vines and olive trees, marble well-governed cities, and ships upon untamed seas. But there on the shining metal his hands had put instead an artificial wilderness and a skylight lead. A plain without a feature, bare and brown, no blade of grass, no sign of neighbourhood, nothing to eat and nowhere to sit down. But congregated on its blankness stood an unintelligible multitude, a million eyes, a million boots in line, waiting without expression for a sign. Out of the air, a voice without a face proved by statistics that some cause was just, in tones as dry and level as the place. No one was cheered and nothing was discussed. Column by column in a cloud of dust, they marched away bearing a belief whose logic brought them somewhere else, to grief. And I'd like to do my poem now, which is on the 3rd of July 2009, the newspapers were having stories to commemorate the 40th anniversary of the first lunar landing. And but also on the front page of the newspaper was a photograph of a friend of mine who had been killed in the war in Afghanistan. And this is called Breakfast, 3rd of July 2009. Turning to the paper's middle pages, I'm reminded that 40 years ago, those men were sent in such a fragile craft that President Nixon rehearsed a speech to tell us they wouldn't be coming back. Buzz had the brains of a rocket scientist and the courage of a fighter pilot. Neil Armstrong was a leader with the faith, I think, of an archbishop. And Michael Collins could wait alone knowing some things can't be helped. And you, I hadn't expected to see you on the front of the newspaper. I had always thought that you'd come back, laughing with stories and Pashtan carpets. A sense of disquiet, perhaps, but I thought you'd be back from Helmand. I still have the Billy Bragg cassette you lent me at Sandhurst. You liked Philip Larkin. Humanity was a faith we shared. Observation, a gift we both practiced. I wanted to borrow some of your other gifts, but you could not offer them. So now what I never had isn't there. Just your face. No, I mean your faith. At breakfast.
Wow. Amazing.